Hey, welcome in. Well, we have another story of what appears to be an epidemic of white ladies pretending to be black. And, okay, so she's a BLM activist, so she must have been constantly talking about white privilege. What would make her give up all that sweet, sweet privilege? I mean, you'd think this would be a major disadvantage to her, wouldn't it? Aside from, just living in fear every second of the day. So, what could cause her to give up all that sweet, sweet privilege and put herself in peril? I don't know. Let's see what's happening here. What does the story says? It says another black activist has admitted to being a white person. Satchuel Cole. Satchuel Cole. That's not her real name. A community organizer for Black Lives Matter in Indiana fessed up to the years-long ruse in a Facebook post last week and vowed to seek help. I think she needs help. And what did she say? Quote, "Friends, I need to take accountability for..." But before we get into that, I just want to show the picture here. Now, if you're just listening on the podcast, you can't see. But who would have guessed that this obviously white woman wasn't white? Who would have guessed that? Anyway, quote, "Friends, I need to take accountability for my actions and the harm that I have done. My deception and lies have hurt those I care most about. I have taken up space as a black person while knowing I am white. I have used blackness when it was not mine to use." And you notice how she's saying she used it. She used it. So I'm going to assume this was a benefit to her. So was it, in fact, a benefit to her? Because her real name is Jennifer Benton. And she changed her name legally. She legally changed her name in 2010. Around that time, Cole's profile as an activist began to take off. So she uses the word used here. She used it. She used blackness. And why? Because her career began to take off when she changed her name and started pretending to be somebody that she wasn't. Sounds like she saw an opportunity there and she took it. So what this person is just a complete liar. And when you see the apology, I don't believe anything. Why would you believe anything this person says? It's a pretty big lie to create a whole new identity for yourself. This is just an opportunist here with no conscience, right? When you think about how much it would take to just lie every day, all the time, about just important details of your life. To be an activist, to be making your living as an activist, you have to be willing to just look people in the eye and lie to them. Just bald-faced lie to them. Sean King must be so disappointed in her. Oh, well. Just going to interrupt for 1 second to say, if you like this content, subscribe so you can see more. Thanks a lot. But anyway, we know that she was getting something out of this charade. And she certainly seemed eager to give up all of that precious, precious white privilege that she enjoyed previously. For some reason, it's crazy, right? And this isn't the first one. Here's Jessica Krug. I did another video on her. She was actually a African-American studies professor. Oh, dear. Look at her. Who would have guessed that this obviously white woman was white? Who could have guessed that? I think the thing is that once they make the claim, there's fear then of if you question it, because you can't question anything from somebody as long as they're sufficiently woke, that then you're going to be, the finger's going to be pointed at you as an esterophobe or whatever it may be. And it seems like that, obviously that has been weaponized in our culture, and these people probably weaponized it themselves to protect their deep, deep lies. And actually, a funny detail, apparently this Jessica Krug used to show up in leopard print dresses and stuff. You really can't make it up. And then, of course, there was Rachel Dolezal. There's a lot of this happening. They all of them seem to have benefited from it somehow. That doesn't make any sense. That's counterintuitive, isn't it? So it does make you wonder, at least maybe in certain fields like academia and activism, maybe it's a plus. Maybe they see some privilege in that. Maybe there's more privilege in pretending to be somebody else than there is to not do that. Dolezal, let's see, she rose the ranks of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So did her big lie help her in that? I'm going to guess it probably did. And the thing about it, it's not just like they decided, well, they I don't know, reggae music or something, and like got dreadlocks or something. They changed their whole identity. And if you're a BLM activist, I mean, you're spouting divisive stuff all the time. You're speaking about white privilege all the time. You're condemning people based on immutable traits all the time. And that's what's so truly despicable about this, in my opinion. I mean, aside from the Marxism and the wanting to destroy the nuclear family and all of that, and all the authoritarianism and anti-democratic rhetoric that comes from them, aside from all that, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. It really helps if you just like to listen to the podcast. Radio Baloney, The Richie Baloney Show. It's on every platform, including iTunes. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.